I'm going to give Andorra a £1 billion per season TV deal. And given that Andorra is one of the world's smallest countries and only 8 teams play in its top flight, that means every single team is going to get £125 million per season. They won't be behind the Scottish League 2 for much longer. We're going to simulate forward in this experiment until someone from Andorra wins a Champions League. And given that no club from Andorra has ever got past the initial stages of the early qualifying rounds of the Champions League, we could be here for quite some time. I think Santa Coloma are seen as the best team in Andorra, so we'll use these guys as a bit of a control, I suppose, and we can see that they have got 5 in training facilities, 3 in youth facilities, 3 junior coaching, but 18 youth recruitment apparently. One of the most crucial things though is the reputation, which is 1,500 right now out of 10,000, which is pretty low. And all clubs in Andorra play in the same stadium, which is this one, with 236 seats. So we'll start off by jumping 55 years into the future, and currently Santa Coloma are now 3-star reputation as opposed to half a star, which is pretty impressive. But given that they're only 3-star, it does suggest that they are not yet winning the Champions League. But the national team have made some pretty good progress, up to 126th. That's a dizzy height for them. So good to see that Santa Coloma are putting the money to good use. They've got currently £921 million in the bank balance. They're never going to get through it all, are they, at all? But despite having 55 years to do so, they haven't actually got 20 out of 20 facilities for anything. The question on everyone's lips, though, is who is providing this big TV deal? Well, of course, it's the OneFootball app, the sponsor of today's video. OneFootball is the best football app out there to keep up to date with all the latest football news, scores and updates from around the world. You can get push notifications sent straight through to your phone when anything happens in a game, and now you can also watch live games on the app as well as highlights. I should point out that OneFootball haven't actually given all clubs in Andorra £125 million per season. It was just a nice tie-in for the sponsorship integration. But if you want to help me and the channel out, make sure you do download the OneFootball app for absolutely free from the top line of the description. As expected, Santa Coloma have gone on to win virtually every single title as well. Looks like they've got some rivals in UE Santa Coloma. They've won a few titles every now and again, but FC Santa Coloma, they're the winners. Looks like they've got a brand new stadium as well, 20,000 seats, so clearly all the money they're bringing into the club is working pretty well. And for Champions League games which they play in, they actually do routinely nearly sell it out, which is very impressive actually. What is the population of Andorra? Oh, 77,000. Well, and it's not that impressive then, is it really? Crucially though, they have not actually gone on to win a Champions League or any other continental competition right now looking through this, so that's not ideal. Oh. Okay, so I've just got onto their Champions League history. They've only once got to the group stage, and it was just last season where they finished bottom of their group. For 55 years, that's pretty slow progress, I feel. I mean, good progress. They've got to a Champions League group stage, but pretty slow. Made the Europa League group stage a couple of times, which is decent. Actually got to the second knockout round in 2072-73, which is decent going. And 2071-72, they got to the Conference League semi-final, where, if we can find that season, please, they lost 4-1 to Villarreal on aggregate. But that's the best we've seen so far. Nice. So let's jump another 55 years into the future, and this time 4-star reputation, but not for Santa Coloma, who are still 3-star. What's happened to them? Because Ordino, out of nowhere, are now the most reputable club. So we're 110 years in the future from the start. Santa Coloma now have a 53,000-seater stadium, and their reputation is 6,100, which is pretty decent. A big increase in reputation right at the start, but it's not enough. And looking at the league winners' history, not long after we actually were here last time in 2075, Club Inter Descaldas went on to win quite a few titles. They became pretty dominant, and a few more teams have won it in more recent years. Inter seems to be the team to beat, until you get to the 2120s, where Ordino, out of nowhere, have done pretty well for themselves, and they appear to be the most reputable club in all of Andorra. They have a reputation of 7,900. That is big. I'm going to click on their history. Have they done it? Have they won a Champions League? No, but they have won a Europa League. Wow. We're seeing progress. That's impressive. So here you can see that Ordino were the winners of the Europa League in 2126/7, but they also were runners-up a few seasons before. UE Santa Coloma have been runners-up. Who else have we seen? Inter runners-up as well. So, I mean, Santa Coloma, we thought they were the team to be. They've not got to a final. So if we drop down to the Conference League, UE Santa Coloma have won a Conference League quite recently, which is impressive. And they also won it in 21, 16, 17. The numbers really confuse me now. But they won it back then as well. So they've won 2 European titles. Santa Coloma down here won a Europa League, beating Anderlecht in the final. So 3 different winners of the Conference League. I also do enjoy looking at the stadiums as well, and all of them have pretty big, decent stadiums now. All their own stadiums as well. We know Andorra is a pretty small country. I don't know where they've got all the room for all of these individual stadiums, but some pretty big ones now. Okay, let's simulate forward again. I've gone all the way to 2190, 170 years into the future to find out what's going on. So it's taken a long time to simulate it. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure you drop a like for me and subscribe if you are new around here as we chase down 45,000 subscribers. I'm not using the calculator on my other screen, but in my head, if I had to guess, 125 million times by 190 equals almost 24 billion per team. Per team. They better all be rich. If they weren't rich, something seriously must be going wrong in Andorra. But there's 2 clubs with 5-star reputation, which suggests to me they're at the pinnacle of European football. Ordino, we spoke about them earlier on. They have now got a reputation of 9,200. And this club, Rangers Football Club, we've not spoken about these guys at all, but I love their badge. They have got a reputation of 9,700. Okay. They've also absolutely dominated the league for a long, long time. They've come out of nowhere to dominate this league, by the way. Like, that's pretty mental for them to just come out of nowhere, dominate all of that. Right. If there's a Champions League winner in this, it has to be them. I'm going to look at their history, and I'm going to find out. The moment of truth. 24 billion, 190 years. Have they won? They've won 6. They've won 6 Champions Leagues and a FIFA Club World Cup to boot as well. A few Super Cups and a Europa. Well, they've done pretty well, haven't they? They've not actually won one for a while. They last won one about a decade or so ago, but they seem to win quite a few in the 2170s. Obviously, that was their peak for them. And congratulations, they've got 6 Champions Leagues, but not just them. Ordino have also picked up a Champions League victory. 2 Champions Leagues. They won their first in 2140, which was 10 years after the last time we simulated forward. So I didn't have to go all the way to 2190, did I? Blimey, who did they beat in the final then in 2040? Atletico Madrid. And were runners-up twice not long afterwards as well, losing to Atletico Madrid in the final. Wow, these two have a huge rivalry. Also a big fan of Red Star Belgrade. I've not got the Serbian leagues loaded up in this experiment, but Red Star Belgrade have somehow come through and won another 2 Champions Leagues. Yeah, another 2 Champions Leagues to add to the one they've got in real life. Rangers also picking up a Champions League win there as well. Also 106 Scottish Cups and 137 Premiership titles. Pretty impressive for them over the time period. But it's really good to see the Andorran clubs have actually done something. But this bit always bums me out, right? We've given Andorra, what is it? Like 190 billion across this experiment, and they're still only 7th in reputation rankings for the league. Like, they're not that good still. Iceland, we gave no money to them. They're better. Bulgaria, we gave no money to them. They're better. The Czech Republic, we gave them no money. They're better. I want to double check something though. Rangers and Ordino, they don't seem that familiar to me. So I've gone back to the very, very first season of this experiment before anything happened, and Ordino actually were in the top flight. I just never read their name. But look who's not there. Rangers. If we scroll down to the second tier, Rangers FC are in the second tier. And I did the TV deals as individual club TV deals for all the clubs in the top flight. None of these clubs in the second division actually got the money. So that means that Rangers have done all of this without the TV deal. What's the point? Why do I make these big TV deals when they can just do it on their own, without me? Without me, they've done that. That's actually mental. That's actually mental. That's so, so good. I couldn't have pictured a better way for this experiment to go, actually, I don't think. And in case you're interested, here are all the stadiums. There's quite a lot of them. Quite a lot of big stadiums around. And actually, Santa Coloma are no longer in this division. They've been relegated, haven't they? Oh my word, Santa Coloma are UE Santa Coloma and Santa Coloma, 2 teams that we saw dominate things early doors, got relegated. Mental. So the main takeaway we've learnt from today's video is that you don't need to give a club a £125 million per year TV deal. They'll go on to win the Champions Leagues by themselves.